Whoa, what's up? Hey, 503 Elizabeth. How y'all doing? Welcome back to Down the Bayou. As you can see, I actually got internet this time, so might be able to see something. Might be able to watch my own live stream. How y'all doing? What we getting into tonight? Got a couple things to show y'all in the fish room. Some changes and some new stuff coming. See what everybody else is getting into. Hey, Lori. Welcome, welcome. Everybody get in here. Y'all come on up if you want to. Save for StreamYard, so I'll be able to get like 10 of us up here. That's gonna be a freaking argument. So about the assholes flying tonight. I got one new fish in the fish room for now, but by next week I'm sure there'll be plenty more. Got one hill stream roach. It's pretty awesome. Only got one because I wanted to see how he would do, and doing good so far. Might go back and get some more. Craig, good day, my sir. How you doing? Dragon Lair. Chewy, hello. Jay Oliver. Welcome, welcome. Come on up if you dare. Chit chat. Everything doing good in the fish room. Doing a little rearranging. Hey, Jeffrey Watts, 3G. Yeah, I got a few changes, a few more coming. And we're going to talk about it all. See what's going on with everybody else's fish room, how everybody else doing, stuff like that, too. Already pretty fun. Let's see about switching this camera around. Good damn cow, yeah. I'll start right here. See the electric blue jack? The big trailing pile of shit. But got him on some meds. Yeah, right on, Jay. Got him on some meds. Seems to be helping his mouth some. It was bad fungus infection, but luckily he's still eating. So I do got him on some Furin 2, pretty heavy. And his mouth is starting to move, so it's definitely getting better. He's still eating. That's good too. Getting him some antibiotic medicine through food too. Doing real good. We sit here still enough and get Jack away from the hole. Might be able to get that hill stream load out. Yeah, he's definitely a cool dude. Pretty boy, even though his mouth's kind of fucked up right now. Yeah, he's doing good. Good as can be, anyway. His color's really starting to come in on pectoral fins. BRB. He's in ginger. Yeah. So, yeah, his mouth fungus is breaking up pretty good. His jaw is starting to move. Still eating, still mean, still chasing fish, and still, as long as he's eating, he's doing good. Right there in that hole behind him, where his shit's trailing to, that's where that hill stream roach likes to hide. And when Jack's not around, he comes out and tries to eat. I can chase Jack away from the hole. He's a camera hog though. Yeah. Ooh, local Austin. Hello. How you doing? Hey, DG. Trying to see if anybody else jumped in the chat that I didn't see. Yeah. CRB, what's up? Yeah, he's doing good. He's still growing. He's still got color like no other. Still ornery. But get his mouth fixed up, boy, it'd be more better. He got a mouth fungus, that dragon lair, and been trying to treat it. Started on some Furin too, and it looks like it's helping. He's able to actually move his mouth a little bit now. So I got faith he's gonna bounce back. We're gonna see. But, yep, he's doing good. Got a couple least killifish, a couple guppies in here, just so he can be the boss and he can have control. But he's doing good. Yeah, big trapdoor snail back there. Right down here, they got two caramello snails. They're pretty cool. What's up, S? Yeah. Yeah, that's enough about him. Ain't got much more to say unless y'all got a question. I want to sit here silent. That shit sucks. He's pretty even with the jaw jacked up. Yeah, yeah. That's for sure, S. But yeah, he's still doing good. He's still kicking. Chalupa, no tomatoes. What's happening, bud? Yep. Just talking about my jaw jacked up bluefish. Yeah, I know. He's gorgeous. He's blue. He's purple. He's freaking phenomenal. Yes. Not really scared away. It's pretty cool. Yeah, he's a pretty boy for sure. And like I said, he's been raised on neocaridina and baby guppies and a bunch of other food. Board man, what's happening? Panel's open. Link is in the description. If y'all want to come on up, talk about whatever, come on up. Water's fine. Show something off, show it off. Talk about something, get it off the chest. Let's do it. All right, let's swing this one around. Don't look at my dirty house. Let's look at the hips. Yeah, this tank's doing freaking awesome. Oh, got the listers coming up real good in the back. Got some Colstra and some Lutia. Then want to say this is the Willie Eye. I got some in here that I don't even remember the name. But yeah, we got 10 rummy nose tetras and 8 with a 5 to 3 ratio of redfin rainbows and 6 Kubota raspberries and uh, one bandit bar. That's a bandit bar. You know, doing good with 2 Playcos. I think both of them male. Dreamwave Aquatics, hello. Yeah, that's right. That's where all the semi-cool kids hang out. Yeah, these crypts are really starting to do good in here. I'm tempted to throw some more fruit tabs in here, but I really don't think it needs it. Other than cribs, you could go with some, let's see, DD. Other than cribs, I would go with some pistogrammas. Especially in a good planet tank. Yeah, some pistogrammas do great. Redfish, bluefish has some phenomenal pistogrammas right now. You're getting all kind of new ones in, rare ones in, stuff I've never seen or heard of. Uh, a 55 planet tank, you want to throw something in there that's going to be awesome, a real cichlid? What's some pistogrammas?
What's up,
It's my suggestion.
Chubbs?
What's up, Shanna?
Oh, I'm being a bum. It's 7:12 here and I'm already in my pajamas in bed. And instead
Oh,
of going to sleep like I probably should be, I'm watching YouTube and admiring your tanks.
oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Oh,
So what tips do you have for somebody that is a chronic plant killer, such as myself?
what kind of substrate do you use?
Well, I've got a variety. I have one tank with Eco Complete and then like 2 inches of sand over that. And
Mhm.
then I have one tank that's full of lava rocks and a little bit of Eco Complete and some crushed coral. And then I forget what's in the other one. I think like the mixed bag again.
Yeah, I got pretty much all of that too. I got sand underneath Eco Complete. I have sand on top of Eco Complete. I have Eco Complete with 7 different aqua soils. My biggest thing with I find with plants is just don't mess with them. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
And if they're root feeders, give them root tabs. If they're column feeders, give them water column fertilizers.
I don't feed anything root tab, so there could be some glaring deficits in my plant care protocol.
Yeah, well, that'll just cause crypts to grow really slow. Amazon sorts to die. Um, Even some stem plants will, if you don't have a lot of water fertilization, if you don't have root tabs, they'll stay alive. They won't thrive.
I have some Ludwigia that I put in my plant that has the Eco Complete and then the thick layer of sand on it.
Uh,
And it is all of the leaves are coming off of it from the bottom, and the very top has the tiniest bright green little leaves, but they look like completely stunted.
so what kind of water do you have? Hard, soft water?
Super soft water.
It might be
I
water.
use the aquarium co-op squirt bottle one
Oh,
fertilizer to feed it,
all yeah.
but
What kind of light?
that's the thing. It's an LED light, but it's the one that came with like the tank kit because it was the 29-gallon
Yeah,
aquarium kit.
yeah. I got
It,
a 10 gallon. They got the LED aquarium kit. I'm still growing Bougainvillea. It's really, really slow.
okay.
Um, yeah, that LED light, I leave it on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with one, well, just very few plants, and it don't grow no algae. It just grows the plants stay alive. That's about it.
Oh, see, I've only had the light on because it's my work tank. So if I'm not at work, I turn the light off. So it only gets like 8 hours of light 5 days a week, which
Yeah,
is
just leave it
probably
on
also a
one.
problem.
Leave it on one weekend.
Okay.
Yep, I would leave it on. And just,
Will that mess
uh,
with my fish at all, leaving the light on?
no, no. Fish are on a power half sleep, half alive, half type of thing. They don't really sleep.
Okay.
They will go dormant. They will hide when the lights are out. But if they can see, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. Um, what I've pretty much learned, and they don't really bother them. I mean, I got let's see. We'll take a look at the tank right now. Show you what it is as far as lights go. Oh, this one right here.
Yeah, that
Got
looks like pretty much exactly like my tank, but a littler version.
yeah, I got two banjo catfish, and a couple of guppies and some shrimp in here. And I got Pogostem stellatus octopus. I mean, Pogostem gay eye, Loigia repens, guppy grass, a little bit of Java fern, and Anubias. But the water is kind of hard.
Yeah.
Harder, a lot harder than my tap water. My tap water is like 150 TDS,
Mm-hmm.
and this stays about 350
Okay.
because I don't do a lot of water changes. And it's got Eco Complete, which is red rocks, and then some sand. Got two little
So it sounds like the big take home for me needs to be to leave the damn light on.
Yeah, you could just leave the light on because it's not a very intense light, and you got demanding plants that need at least moderate light.
Right.
And with the light staying on all the time, the plants are going to soak up the the majority of the nutrients.
Okay.
And then if you got shrimp, they're going to love the extra biofilm.
I don't have shrimp because I have cottapunks in there, and they're,
Okay.
bruisers.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you. So yeah, that might help you out. Just leave the light on a couple times.
I will do that. And even if I do get some algae on it, I can always clean it up, or the little fry can use it to munch on.
Right. Yep. That ain't gonna hurt much. Little algae never hurt. But if you don't have enough light, it's not gonna have nothing to soak the nutrients up in the water column. So yeah,
Oh, yeah. So I could be getting algae from not enough light, too.
yeah. Well, not really. I mean, there's not too many algae. You get like diazon algae maybe, but yeah. But too much fertilizer or not enough fertilizer, you can get algae. Um, so you see the same wiggy repent right here.
Mm-hmm.
See what it looks like on these highlights. Good.
Oh, wow. See, that's what it looked like when I got it.
Yeah, some of these highlights. It is.
Oh my gosh.
That's a little wiggy
It's
super.
growing up out of the water.
Yeah. Ow! Fish are pecking at my fingers.
They're feisty.
But, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how much different just light makes on this plant.
That makes me want to get a better light for my tank.
Oh yeah, lights definitely make a plant grow. Jeremy, hello, Aquarium Domain. Hey, Jimmy, how we doing?
Oh yeah, Dee Dee had a question for you. She said, Chubbs, I have a 55. What are some cichlids to start with other than cribs?
Yeah, yeah, I think I talked about that. I was telling
Oh,
them
sorry.
some pistogrammas, and like the ones redfish, bluefish got. They got some beautiful pistogrammas in there. Some
I
really
think
off the
that's
wall
what you.
stuff. Yeah, they'll be pretty. I mean, in the 55, you could definitely do a couple pair and have one set up on one side of the tank and one set up on the for breeding on the other side of the tank. You might have could possibly get two pair breeding in a 55.
Oh, that
There's
would be so
a,
cool.
there's a little Texas blue cichlid I've been raising in here. Wild caught. A
Oh
big
wow.
dojo.
Oh my gosh.
The big boy.
I've only seen dojos at the pet store and they are not that big.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I've been having him for a while. I've been growing him for a long time.
Normally they look like little worms. Yours looks like a big old slug.
Yeah, big ass snake. Uh, right there, right on top of that plant right there. That's my oldest autosynclus. He's probably the biggest one too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean that one's for about a year now. He's a big boy. He's twice the size of the ones you normally get.
It's because they're eating all that
Right there.
good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's definitely getting all the algae off of this tank. They do an awesome job on these plants. See a big
Oh my goodness.
that's a golden top minnow.
Oh cool.
What's up, Terry?
What's going on, man?
How
Terry.
we doing?
I came in right when Shanna was calling you a big ass slug.
Terry's like,
That's
this will
perfect
not
timing.
stand.
Yeah, that's for sure. Perfect timing because I'm showing off the barbs.
Oh yeah, it figures.
Uh-huh. That's a big boy
How are
right there.
you doing, Terry?
Oh, I'm good. I've been feeding mine a lot more guppy grass than I was before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they love it. I had this tank covered in duckweed, and I just had a little bit left over there. But that's what I do. They'll eat a lot of this Amazon frog bit too, but they'll tear up the duckweed. Good way to get duckweed out of frog bit. Yeah, they're doing good. So some new things I did over here is I put this tank right there by the back window. A mirror tank.
Oh, I love that Amazon sword.
I did a little trimming on the sword too. I had the toothy ones out the tank. Yeah, I had to drain it all the way down and put them in a bucket and move the tank and then put it back without disturbing the substrate.
Oh,
That son of a bitch was heavy.
I'll bet.
I
I'm
take
not
it my
looking forward to
internet's
moving.
I take it my internet's not working very well.
Oh no, they still giving you bullshit with your internet?
Yeah, it seems to be an ongoing thing all of a sudden.
Like it. Oh boy, I was on that boat, boy. I couldn't stand having that bad internet. That shit sucks.
Are you wearing a Primetime Aquatics t-shirt, Terry?
Yes, I am.
That is awesome.
Huh?
I bought it a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I watch them all the time too.
Mm-hmm. Jason and Joanna.
He actually signed it somewhere on here.
Oh, that's real cool.
Somewhere. Yeah, right there, but you can't see it.
I'd like to go to one of them aquashellas one day.
Same.
I actually got this at that green water swap meet.
Uh-huh. Yep, that's cool.
They were both there, and I specifically went right to their table right away because he had some Lamprologus that I wanted, and he had one bag left. So that's sight unseen. You know, I didn't even look at the bag. I was like, here, take my money, however much you want. I want that bag of fish.
Right.
And then I heard a familiar voice behind me, and it was Mike, the fish tank barn guy,
Yeah.
Oh,
was talking behind me. So
Okay.
I bought the fish, and then I turned and I talked to Mike for a while. And then, like the second, third time around, I was like, man, I should probably get a t-shirt.
All right. Yes, I would too.
I ordered my very first Fish Family t-shirt.
Uh-huh. Which one?
Mm-hmm. Rocco's.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Who's?
Rocco's.
Rocco.
Because
Oh,
he's the
Rocco's.
first one I thought of when I was like, I need a Fish Fam shirt. Who should I get a shirt from? And I was like, Rocco. He's always got new shirts coming out.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah, I might
got the
have to-
Punisher one.
I'm gonna have to get one of them and get a shirt made for Tubbs Aquatic one day. On there, I'm gonna have on the back my logo. I'm gonna have Tubbs Aquatics. How's that gonna go with it? I don't know. I done forgot my damn self. Brain fart.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I'm not a professional, but I play one on YouTube.
Oh,
You slept
that is
at a-
awesome.
You slept at a Holiday Inn last night?
No, if I did, I wouldn't have forgot about it.
Mm.
But, you ever seen? Tell you what, moving this tank, these things were a lifesaver.
Are those the suction cups for glass? Yeah.
Yeah, big suction cup, 150 pounds on each one. Because on the rim of this tank, well, there's no plastic on the bottom of this tank. It's just glass, and then it's got a glass. It sits inside of this mirror. So I tell you what, if it wouldn't be for these suction cups, we could have had some bad broken glass.
Mm.
Or some broken fingers?
Yeah, that too. Suction cups is a lifesaver.
Every time I think about moving my tanks, a deep shudder runs through me.
I get an aneurysm right about here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I assume that's the next stage as I start to actually approach moving day.
And next thing I did was put tanks over here. Got the bass and this one right there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Big Texas blue right there. That's largemouth.
I miss my Texas cichlids, man. They were a lot of fun.
Got my shrimp tank right here.
That's a wicked shrimp tank.
Got some dragon stone and some little piece of wood I got collected. Full of holes. The shrimp love it.
Hey, I think that light's a little long.
Huh?
I think
I like
that light's a little long for the tank.
Oh, just a little bit, yeah, but that way you can stretch it across both of them.
There you go.
Yeah, I gotta get some more lights and stuff, but we emptied out this tank. We had a bunch of the female guppies, but kind of consolidated them. We're gonna split that shrimp tank in half and move some over. So a bunch more shrimp right there. And go from there. Got my puffish. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it like this or rearrange it some more, but that's how it is right now. There's some guppies right here.
So cool.
Yeah, split that shelf up. And I'm thinking I'm going to change it up, though. I don't know if I'm going to like it like this. But I was thinking about running a board across the back, put some more tanks right there. I still got the bottom rack right there. I do the same back there. Still got the corner over there. And I still got enough room for a pond. No, not for the pond. But that'd be cool. Tiger Park's doing good.
So Aquarium
John
Domain
Larson.
wants to know, how is your outside pond coming along? Also, how many snails do you have?
Outside pond still at a standstill. I never did no work on it yet. And then how many snails do I have? I got over 1,000.
Yeah, who counts snails?
Yeah. They're rapidly decreasing though, because I found out my big Texas blue loves to eat snails.
Ooh.
My my Paratilapia Polini or Polini or whatever, I figured out he eats the heck out of them too.
Yeah. Well, sunfish like to eat them too.
My sunfish are really, really small, so.
Sales from the Crypt Tank GRB is doing great. Doing great, buddy. That's right. You'll be able to see them a little bit better.
It's just the angle of the camera, but that tank looks like it's got a wicked lean to it.
A what? A wicked lean?
Yeah, it looks like the front right support is like shooting out at a diagonal. I'm like, that's impressive.
That's actually one of the more level tanks.
Yeah, I think it's just the camera angle, but it's kind of funny.
So, hey, Patty, what's up?
Now, what fish are those in there?
They got green tiger barbs and some black Reuben barbs.
Beautiful. And then a big old pleco hanging out in the light.
Yeah, that's my breeder female. Yeah, some long fins on them.
Oh, Jen, you has an interesting question that I would like the answer to also. Not sure about which lighting to use. It's a Petco 29 gallon, I think, which is kind of deep. Any advice?
Well, it depends on what you can afford. Tell you what, these lights I got on over here with the jack tank and with this 55 or the Jaeger. No, yeah, the Jaeger lights. I like them. They got a preset timer. They got multiple light modes, and they put out plenty of light. They do grow algae and they do grow plants. It's keeping this Amazon sword alive. So I mean, look how pretty that thing is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do pretty good. The Hager planted. They do really good. They're not too expensive either. They ain't gonna break your bank, you know. I would say they're worth the money. But then you can move up from there. I mean, I got these are Nitrous Skylights and Planet 3.0 Blue Wall, and the most expensive ones I probably got are these right here, the Night Block G prisms. But each one of these, for 75, you're gonna need 2 of them. That's minimum, and that's $200 a piece.
Now, are those the lights that your kids were playing and dumped one
Yeah, you see my
Foam and water.
anti-dunk devices I got on there now?
Yes. I was wondering if that was the
You see
new
mine?
edition or if that like
Yeah. Yeah, that's my anti-no get wet devices. That's my
smart.
perch tank.
I love that tank.
I don't have any advice for lighting. My entire fish room is ran on shop lights.
I mean, I heard shop lights work good too. I've never tried them, but I mean, I got plants growing in stock, tank lights that you get from Walmart. I mean, just got to remember the more lights you got, the less time you need it on. The less lights you got, the more time you need.
I'm learning that. I'm actually surprised because I've been leaving my lights off a lot more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, my plants are still growing.
Oh yeah, it's just the algae is not going to grow. And that's what you want to try to maximize or figure out the combination. How much light do you need for the plants to grow, but the algae not to grow?
Yeah, intensity versus duration, I'm sure is a ratio.
And versus death.
Figure out.
You got to remember that factor. Death of tank makes a big difference. And how far down the lights are going. But you could have, high growth plants that are just getting, they're doing great, but everything underneath is suffering. So in that case, you would actually need more lighting because you're getting less of it below the top of the plants.
Sure.
But as soon as you trim it, then you have algae, so you got to cut them back. You got to little things like that.
It's all about balance.
Yep, it really is.
I really suck at balance. I prefer to swing myself headlong in one general direction.
Yeah.
It almost never works.
It's trial and error, and you just having time to pay attention to it. And some people got it, some people don't. Some people got green thumbs, some people got black thumbs.
Yeah, especially when hammers are involved.
Oh yeah, that's just bad eyesight. You're hitting the wrong nail.
When the only tool you have is a hammer, everything you see is a nail.
Right. And most of my plate goes down here. Let's see.
You haven't lived unless you've lost a few fingernails here and there.
Yep.
No, thank you. I like keeping my fingernails.
I like that bottom trim. Looks kind of neat.
And I made this a Placo tank. I got the Jack Dempsey. Oh, looks like I got a dead one in there. I didn't see before. Get him out.
You know you're addicted to the hobby when you got fish tanks on the floor with fish in them.
That's dedication. So it looks like in chat, Night Crews are getting a lot of votes. Phoenix gets an honorable mention.
But Night Crews are awesome. One trick I would say if you're having trouble with Night Crews and blackbeard algae is take a little bit of black electrical tape, and cut out little squares that block the blue lights on the Night Crews, and you'll have less blackbeard algae. The blue light spectrum really is intense enough what's intense enough to cause the blackbeard algae.
That's interesting.
That tank is just gorgeous.
I got a lot of wood in there. A lot of the pieces of wood that I got from the job. I had them pieces of stump that can wedge in between the glass. So then just wedged all the other sticks in between it, and now they're Blaco's got a bunch of places to hide fish too.
So cool.
Good, Jen. Check it out.
I'm just getting distracted watching the fish.
Mm-hmm.
It
Cool.
like somehow kind of reminds me of like TVs back in the day when they still had a curve to them. Like I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's right, Jimmy. And them lights are pretty awesome, and they're pretty good too. Now, especially for like for taking dunks. The one I got over that 20-gallon tank, it's right here close to my kitchen, and it gets walked by constantly. So, and it's been probably dunked 20 times in the tank, and it's still going strong. No problem. Yeah, raising the light. You spread out the light spectrum, and on a big tank like my 75 over here, see, I raise the light up, and that's just to spread the light spectrum. If you take it down, it won't reach the front and the back of the tank at the bottom. You know, because it's 18 inches across, and on a 12-inch tank it'll do great, but just about 3 inches up, and it does real good. You know, with a Planet 3.0. But yeah, get a lot of light coverage in the front and the back, which is what you need, full coverage. But you could also raise the light for intensity. You know, like these here, they're, I think, 16 inches above the water, but they're super intense. They're only turned up not even half. Yeah, it goes up a good bit more. And it gets really intense. But like that, I would only run them like that if I was pumping a lot of CO2 in here. But I don't run no CO2. So keep them turned down some.
Man, that aqua clear is barely moving.
That's what I want. Yeah, I got it on a slow roll.
Why do you
Just
have
enough to
that
pump
going
more.
slow?
Because I'm using it more as a planter.
Okay.
See right there, and I got that one going full blast over there, the sponge filter. So that's really all I need. I just got that one running slow, just enough to suck up a little bit of the moam as it comes by, and provide it to the plants.
That makes sense. And it gives the plants more time to get like the nutrients out
like
of the
crazy.
water.
Pothos taking off since I got here. Got here, it had like 4 leaves, and it's doing real good. Even this hanging air plant I got right here. Like, I still get in the water sometimes. Because they say they're air plants, but you still got to wet them. You can see it's doing real good. Good. New growth. You know, just soak them every now and then. Stick them around in the water. They do good.
How often are you topping off your tanks?
What's that? Topping off my tanks?
Yeah.
A lot. 3 times a week, 4 times a week. But I fill up my smaller tanks out of my bigger tanks, and then I top off my bigger tank.
Oh, interesting.
Because I use Amazon's, I use Seachem, not the Prime, the Safe. And
yeah.
It's a powder. So it's really hard to get small amounts. You know, like, I think 1/8 of a teaspoon is good for 130 gallons.
Oh, shoot.
It's probably more than that.
Yeah, for like 500 gallons.
Actually, I think it's a 16th. Yeah, 16th of a teaspoon is like, good for 125 gallons. And all I have is 75s. So I just use, I take about half of that 16th of a teaspoon to fill up to 75, and then I'll top off all my little tanks.
I used the safe, which Seachem Safe is just a powdered form, the concentrated powder form of Prime. So they're actually the same thing. It's the same chemical. It just diluted. Prime is a lot more diluted than Safe is.
Yep.
And I will say this. The dosing for smaller fish tanks was incredibly hard. And my angelfish quit breeding when I started using it. And I think it was just simply because I was overdosing it or whatever, but they quit laying eggs. And I don't mean just one pair. I mean every pair of angelfish. And at that time, I think I had like, I don't know, 7, 8 different pairs of angelfish. Yeah. And they all quit laying eggs.
Right.
And as soon as I went back to using Prime and went back to my normal schedule, they all started laying eggs again. So I just quit using it. But it is definitely a way to save money. Nothing died. The whole time I was using Safe, nothing died. All my tanks were fine. It just, honest to God, the angelfish just quit laying eggs. And I don't know what it is about it that did that, but
yeah.
And it could have been an entirely unrelated reason, but it just happened.
Right.
So I quit using Safe just for that reason.
Yeah. Well, I use Prime too sometimes, but it's just I got Safe. I got a lot of Safe, and I ain't got no money, so that's what I got to use.
It's one of those things where you can do it where if you take that like 16th of a teaspoon and put it in RO water into a bottle, and then you can use it like Prime, because that's basically what Prime is Safe diluted with RO water, basically. Yep. So, I mean, you can make your own Prime with it and then just dose it accordingly.
Yeah, but I don't know if it would it evaporate out of that water though? Would it have like a shelf life or?
According to my research, it doesn't. It stays stable in RO water as long as it don't keep it. My recommendation would be don't keep it in a clear bottle.
Yeah.
You know, use an old Prime bottle.
Yeah.
And you'd probably be fine, but.
Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, these little puffish or something else. Got some puffish, sheephead puffish, and some least killifish in here.
What up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, Mike? So you can say this is a native tank.
I got to get more native fish. Right now, I only have 2 species. I got to get some more.
All right, gentlemen. I am fading fast. I'm going to let you two native fish it up.
Yeah, I got
for having me.
I got 10 minutes and I'm out of here myself.
Yeah. It seems like it's going to be a slow night. We ain't got Vinny or Rockford or Mike up here to cause some bullshit.
Vinny's been doing good, man. He hasn't
been
a whole lot of rambunctiousness.
Yep.
I've been trying to keep myself to a minimum as well.
Right on. Yeah. It's all good. Yep. I'm tired myself tonight. Let's see this thing. This guppy tank.
Wow, you go from those 2 different lights, you can see how yellow that light is.
Yeah, this water's real tannic too. Really tannic water right here. still growing a few plants in this one, even with the bulb. Snake skin cross and losing here. And a couple purple mosaics. Yeah, just a bunch of mutts, snails. Some of them are pretty cool. Hey, keep on. I know that's a touchy subject for you there. You know, you're one of a couple of purists, Derek.
No, I'm a snob, but that's all.
It's just picky. There ain't nothing wrong with that neither.
I do like those black ruby barbs, though. I do.
Yeah, man. When they color up bright red, man, they're beautiful. But look at the color on that female. I don't know if that blue's coming through on her tail. Oh, she's pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna get some more of these green tiger barbs. I think about maybe half a dozen more of the greens and half a dozen more of the ruby barbs, and I think this thing could look awesome.
There was a while there, like last year and the year before, where the greens were getting hard to find.
Yeah. Yep.
I do like the green tiger barbs as well. They've been just like an OG, original gangster barb.
Have you seen them underneath a flashlight? How much they light?
Yeah. Right. It reflects right back at you.
Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, they're reflective as can be. Crazy the color they throw.
Well, if you look at the stripes on a standard tiger barb, the actual black stripes, they're not completely black. They look it under normal lighting conditions, but if you stick a flashlight on them, it's super reflective, and it's kind of the same color, kind of.
Yeah. Almost. Hey, come on up, Mike. Yeah, I went ahead and paid for StreamYard. I figured, we're gonna have a bunch of people up like last time we did, and there ain't nobody come up this time. I guess that's how I roll.
Oh, that stream you were on the boat cracked me up, man. It was so.
Oh yeah, I think that was one of the best streams that I've had so far, and I had to watch it on the replay. Like, that was the worst part. Really couldn't hear anybody. What anybody was saying.
Well, Danny Wishy ran a stream for me for like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah.
I was sleeping. I forgot I left the StreamYard on.
All right. What's up, Mike?
What's up, guys?
How you doing, Mike?
Rough.
Yeah, I know, man. It sucks you're going through that, dude.
It's fucking stupid, man. It's just, it's just life, man. You trust people sometimes, and you shouldn't, and that's how it works. So, anyway, I'm trying not to be a Debbie Downer tonight, so I don't want to talk about it.
I don't know. No, that is though. What's up?
Nothing, man. Nothing. We got so many fish in the last couple of weeks. Like, yeah. My phone will not stop ringing. People have suddenly realized that we're here, and like Facebook blows up every day. The phone rings every day. It is a
rescue. They said it's fun. They said
it is amazing how many people need to get rid of their fish. Like,
all right.
And honest to God, I think.
How many times we hear, we're so glad we found you because we were going to put him in a lake.
Yeah.
We were going to put him in the river, or we were trying to figure out.
Honest to God, like 75% of the calls we get, we manage to talk them into keeping their fish. You know, just telling them how to properly care for them, or telling them, you know, easy ways to you know, properly heal them up because they're sick or whatever. You know, we go through. Every time I get a call, I spend most of the time saying, "Look, here's how you can keep your fish. If you do this, your fish will be okay." You know, the ones that are moving and can't take them. That's
so you get in other words, you're getting a lot of people that are just frustrated with the hobby. Things aren't going well, and
yeah,
Bye, Mr. Lizard.
yeah. Or, you know, they've got fish that are dying because they've got ick and they don't know how to take care of it. They got fish that have worms, and they've got Oscars with hole in the head, or they've got fish that have just outgrown their ponds. You know, I mean, like all sorts of stuff. But
Suddenly become aggressive.
or fish that suddenly become aggressive that weren't aggressive before. You know, that kind of shit.
But a lot of we have to move, and
yeah, I think probably the most of the
or
actual rescues that we get in are people that are, I have to move, or my fish had way too many fry and I can't afford to take care of them all, or
we had a hotel college,
you know,
or a
stuff like
condo
that.
association.
All the tilapia we just got in, the guy didn't even know how the hell they got in his pools. He has two like 500-gallon pools with a canal in between, and they're goldfish and koi ponds, and all of a sudden they're full of tilapia, and I mean like full of tilapia, like hundreds of tilapia. And he didn't put them in there, so he didn't know how they ended up in there. And so we went and caught them and got them out of there for him. Yeah, he wants us to come get more of them in a couple of weeks. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah. So I don't know what the hell.
What are you gonna do with all of them? I mean,
at some point, once we get settled and in new place and whatever it takes, we'll end up with a pool or a pond or a pool that we can keep tilapia in, because I think tilapia will, you know, we feed the big fish tilapia, and you have that many tilapia, you're going to have some die off from time to time. And those will be food for the catfish and the.
Well, no, once they get so big, you can just, you know, freeze them, and then you got, you know, fish food on hand.
Right,
absolutely,
right, exactly.
And I mean, you know, the fresh fish, like the pellets and the fish food and stuff we get lasts a long time, and it's not that expensive. I mean, it's expensive, but it's not that expensive. But the fresh food, that shit gets expensive.
Oh yeah.
And you know, the tilapia will help with that. I really hope they breed, and I hope there's, you know, lots and lots of fry and whatever.
No doubt they're gonna breed. All you gotta do is keep them wet for them to breed.
Right. Anyway, the problem is I don't. Right now, they're kind of raising my bio load too high in the pools, but you know, once we get, you know, they're in 1,400 gallons of water, which is plenty, you would think, for all those tilapia. But then you got flower horns in there, and you've got catfish in there, and you've got clown knives in there, and you've got Midas cichlids. I mean, you got all sorts of stuff in there. So, so the bio load
you need about 4,000 gallons.
Yeah. So I've got another pool that I could set up, but because of the freaking house getting sold underneath us, I can't set it up. I've got to wait till we figure out where the hell we're going.
Yeah, and, I had it happen to me too, though.
Yeah.
How's that going? Have you got any sights on the horizon, or?
We have plans, but we don't have money, right? We got screwed out of 40 grand. So the plans were all based on the 40,000 that we were getting for the house sale, and they just reneged on it. So so now the plans are fucking panic, I guess.
That sucks, man. Sorry to hear that.
That really sucks.
It does. But you know,
hey, karma's a bitch until you always comes around.
Yeah, you would think. I don't know. I've lost a lot of faith in karma. It doesn't seem to get the right people most of the time. It always gets everybody else.
They come back around. You just gotta believe.
Yeah. Well, I am sure that we will get through this. I am not sure how we will get through this, but I am sure that we will get through this.
Oh yeah. Fishman will be there.
Yeah, I believe that. Unfortunately, I really don't want to put that much weight on the fish fam, right? Because like, you know, they help all around, and I get that. But we need there are a bunch of people outside of the fish fam that love fish, that love what we do, and hopefully those are the people we can reach. Because
Oh
you
yeah.
know, if our
The fish family's hurting too.
yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of people in the fish fam that are hurting too. It's not just us.
Oh, I know.
So I'm really hoping we can draw a big crowd on Friday and Saturday night from outside of our normal crew, and you know, I've asked for a little help from some of the guys that are sitting on 1 million subscribers to send some folks our way if they can, and we'll see how that works out.
Right. Yep. Hopefully it works.
Hopefully. I mean, every little bit helps, you know. So, like, I'm certainly not going to cry if we don't make our goal, but the goal is you know, it's required for us to survive at this point, unless some other magic happens. But
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's rough. I've even, you know, I've tried to figure out a way we could just go rent somewhere for a while, but in all honesty, you don't take 3,000 gallons of water with you to a rental apartment, and you don't cut doors out because your wife is in a wheelchair in a rental apartment, and you don't take 4 dogs with you in a rental. So like, it's buy something or nothing.
I mean, I got 22 fish tanks, 3 dogs, and 3 cats, and 4 turtles. And yeah, I'm pushing it though.
Well, but did you have them all when you moved in? Did you have to say to the guy, "Hey, look, I'm coming with 3,000 gallons of water"?
No, I had 1 fish tank and 1 dog.
Yeah, exactly.
What about the built ponds?
You know, 2 years to build up on shit.
Yeah. Well, and I have the added extra of saying, "Excuse me, is your house wheelchair accessible?" You know.
Yeah, right.
Is your bathroom door 40 inches wide, or am I going to have to cut it so my wife can go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I'm learning that myself.
Yeah.
Hey, T-Bone, yeah, that's the electric blue Jack Dempsey.
He is so pretty.
Yeah, his jaw's kind of jacked up. He got a fungus, but it's getting better though. He's starting to be able to move it now.
Right. That's good.
Coming around. He's still eating, as you can tell by the stream of shit coming out of his ass.
Man, I hate fighting off funguses. Like regular parasites, I'm fine with, and even disease seem to be pretty easy to beat. You know, you get the right meds, but freaking fungus, I don't know how to beat fungus. Like, copper seems to be the only thing that does it. And if you've got a single snail in the tank, you're going to murder it. You know?
Or shrimp. Or shrimp.
Or shrimp.
Any invertebrate is not going to tolerate copper.
Or you could even just even the fish itself that you're trying to treat, you add just a little too much copper, dead.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Plants
you got to.
don't even like it a whole lot.
Oh no, plants freaking wither up too. Some of them. Some of them explode when you add copper. It depends.
Yeah.
The problem with funguses is identifying them. It is because some of the funguses,
negative or positive or what.
They're not even. Some of the funguses aren't even funguses. You know, they're a bacterial infection that look like a fungus.
Right.
And then you have the actual funguses, and it can be problematic for sure.
Yeah. Some funguses are from bacteria. You got bacteria that are creating shit that is creating a fungus that, you know, if you don't treat the bacteria, you never get rid of the fungus.
You might have two problems going on at once, where you've got like a bacterial infection that's hurting the actual fish, and then you got a fungus that's living off of the bacterial infection.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It gets at that point, I gotta be honest, when I come across problems like that, the fish just gets the fish just goes away.
Yeah,
I managed to save most of those. Like we had that problem with puffers a while back, and we worked it out. They had the freaking cottonmouth and like it was bad, but I got them quarantined. I made sure there weren't any shrimp in there. I did half doses of copper until it started to slowly clear up, and then I hit them with Metroplex, and that helped some. And then I got that out, and I increased the salt level a little, and eventually it just cleared up. But it was a lot of doing, and we did lose 2 of them in the process, but there were 9 of them at the time.
Right.
And
we had to deworm them.
yeah, and we had to deworm them at the same time because they were wild caught and early and young. So.
Also, so yeah, babies right here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it can be a pain in the ass sometimes.
man, that cottonmouth is the one that scares me the most. Every time I see it, it just sends a freaking shiver down my spine because I know how hard it is to get rid of, and it just, it infects everything. It gets in the rocks. It starts growing on all the food that they don't eat immediately. It grows on plants. It grows on fucking everything.
I had that in my perch tank. I had some of my bluegill had cottonmouth real bad.
Yeah.
I wound up getting rid of that too. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass. You got to be on top of it.
It is. That's. I think that's like people freak out about ick, and I'm like, ick's easy, whatever.
For real.
That's freaking that cottonmouth though.
It turned up to 92, and you're pretty much done.
That's it. Yeah, get the temperature up. That's it.
If you got ick, actually even better.
John said you guys are buffering.
Oh, we're buffering.
Yeah, that's what John said.
Well, I don't know. I can't fix it. I am.
Okay.
I think GRB wanted to see this tank. It's doing freaking awesome.
You are way behind, Zerbit.
Oh yeah. Trying to see if y'all buffering.
See if I can get on the comments.
This trip tank's doing freaking awesome.
I like his boat front.
Thank you. That's a 72-gallon bow front.
Yeah, that's nice. When is summer chips? Oh, I know. We do need summer chips.
Got 10 Roman nose tetras. I got 10 or 8 rainbows, threadfin rainbows, some green Kubota rasboras, and 1 banded barb. Used to have 2, but one of them disappeared.
One of them disappeared. I hate it when that happens because you just don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, like what the hell? Like, no body, no carcass, no nothing.
It's those tilapia.
Well, I'm going to fillet some of those tilapia for the fish. Yes, I'm not going to eat them because I don't eat tilapia because it's not my favorite fish.
We don't eat fish.
I don't really like freshwater fish. I like grouper. I like trout. I like snapper. I like salmon. But I'm not a huge.
I'll eat it if I catch it, but some fish I like more than others.
Yeah, I like bass. I do like bass. I've had bass a couple of times and was pretty fond of it, but it's still pretty freaking gamey. I don't know. Freshwater fish always taste gamey to me.
Well, the crappie and the sunfish are better than the bass, for sure.
Yeah.
I like actually the smaller sunfish, the way you can fry them crispy and like little fish chips.
Yeah, but what a bitch they are to get bones out of, man.
Oh, fry the bones hard too. You eat them all. Eat the bones, the fins, and everything.
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, that's the best way.
I think 90% of it is proper care of the fish before they get consumed.
Oh, yeah, the cleaning of
freshwater fishermen, generally, like if you're bank fishing, you don't have the access to a live well or any of that, so the fish dies pretty quickly, and it winds up in a hot car for the trip home, and by the time it gets cleaned and prepared, it's probably not optimal.
Yeah.
Where you get that game.
We always bring up ice chest with us when we go fishing. So as soon as we catch a fish, it goes straight in ice.
Yes, that's about the best way.
Yeah.
No, we've always well, I mean, I
we'll
saltwater. I don't really freshwater fish. I saltwater fish, but we always just put them on a stringer through their gills and drop them back in the water, and they stay alive the whole time until we're done, and then they go in the ice, going home.
Probably
Not that I've
best,
been fishing in a while.
but if we catch a big fish, we'll bleed it out. You know, if we got time. But usually with the little fish, we just straight in ice.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys are down south, but you want to know something weird is if you go ice fishing, you can catch fish, freshwater fish, through the ice. Put them on the, you just leave them laying there, right? And they freeze pretty much solid.
Right.
They're frozen solid. You can't move them. Then you bring them home and put them in water where they start to unthaw, and those doggone things will start swimming around. I swear.
Really?
It will creep you the heck out, man.
Yes, indeed.
They're kind of screwed up, because their brain doesn't, they have neurological issues, so they don't swim properly, but they are swimming.
That's weird.
That'd be pretty cool.
It's always kind of creeped me out. I was like, dude, you were dead, dude. You were frozen solid.
Man, I'll tell you what creeped me out. I had a pleco, a freaking albino pleco, about 16 inches long, jump out of the pool, and he jumped out in the middle of the night sometime while we were asleep.
Yeah.
And I went out in the morning, and he was dead as a doornail, and I mean dead as a doornail. He even had flies had picked one of his eyes out. I mean, he was dead.
Yeah.
And I picked him up and I threw him in the pool, not for the sake of bringing him back to life in any way, shape, or form. I just didn't want him laying there getting picked on by flies while I went and dug a hole.
Right.
When I came back, I swear to you, he swam away. It was the craziest thing. He must have been laying there I don't really know how long he was laying there. He might have jumped out, just an hour before we woke up. I don't know. But it was still long enough that he just looked like a corpse. Right. And he just swam away, man. And he for like 2 weeks he couldn't get to the bottom. He had air in him and he just couldn't swim to the bottom, so he floated around the top upside down. And eventually he got himself tucked into a little cave where it would keep him underwater so he could stay down. And then the air came out, and he's perfectly normal today, except for a missing eye.
Oh, that's crazy. I think we're tough as nails. They're all tough as nails.
Freaking weird, man. And he was stiff too. I mean, I picked him up. He was stiff as a board. There was no moving around. There was no nothing. And I mean, plecos are stiff anyway, but I mean, he was stiff.
It's pretty crazy. I know we had the power outage from a hurricane. We was out of power for like 5 days.
Yeah.
And 2 days before the lights came back on, I seen a least killifish just floating on the top. It was guppies pecking at him. So I tossed them in a catch cup. It had about a quarter inch of water in it. Just enough barely to cover them.
Yeah.
And when the lights come back on, I grabbed that cup to go throw him out, and he was swimming around. I was like, "What the hell?" I said, "No, that thing was dead for 2 days. The thing was dead. The lights come back on, and it comes back alive. What the hell?"
Yeah,
that was some crazy shit.
That is weird, man. I don't know. It's weird sometimes. It's incredible how hardy some of these fish are, and just surprisingly so. Yeah. Did I tell you about chasing a loach around my freaking fish room floor? So, oh my God. So I overflowed one of the tanks, and so there was an inch of standing water on the and he was in the tank that overflowed, and it was a dojo loach.
Oh yeah.
And 6-inch long dojo loach, and he got out of the tank while the floor had an inch of water on it, and I chased him around for about an hour. Couldn't freaking catch
for him to haul ass.
Yeah, he was up underneath everything. He was just flying around the freaking floor. Right. I could not catch him.
A good walkabout, huh?
Yeah, and so slimy that like I would grab him and he would just squish right out of my hands. There was no catching him. And I got the net, but he knew where the net was, and he would just fully swim away from it. Being in the fish room, he had 7 feet to swim away from me in any direction. So,
he got him stretched out. He stretched out his legs real good.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass. I finally did catch him, but
too bad we didn't get video.
but yeah, he was swimming around the freaking floor, bastard.
Yeah, my dojo loach is getting almost about 8, 9, 10 inches.
Yeah.
Getting big.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a couple of them now. They're not quite as fat as yours. Yours is a big old porker.
Oh yeah. But I seen Alex up there in Portland, in Washington State. He's catching dojo loaches in the pond.
I saw that. Freaking invasive dojo loaches up in the freaking north.
Man, I said I don't know what you're gonna do with them, but I'll take a couple.
Right. Yeah, I got a buddy of mine in Victor that I hang out with a lot here. He's a fish guy, fish nut like the rest of us, and he's got this stream. Actually, he's got Rye River behind him, which is it's in a protected natural. I don't know. Anyway, it's protected forest, but he's got an offshoot stream that runs back behind his house, and he's catching eels and loaches and darters and all sorts of just cool ass freaking fish. That
awesome.
Yeah, he brought me a darter yesterday that I'm not entirely sure what kind it is yet. I haven't figured it out yet, but it's kind of got like zebra stripes on it, but it's a darter. Pound fins. Yeah.
From Florida?
Yep.
Probably a Bayou darter.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think maybe it's an Everglades darter. I looked them up, and they look kind of like that, but the stripes aren't quite the same. So I don't know. I'm not sure. We have shit ton of darters.
That's what we got tons of too.
Break out my great book here.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
I got 11 pages of darters right here. We're gonna figure this out.
Oh, I know. There's tons of them. There's freaking tons of them.
Mm-hmm.
This one's he's kind of a dark brown with stripes. No, those. No, none of those. Maybe kind of that one at the top, except he doesn't have the colorful fins. And no, it's really not any of those. It's close-ish.
Let's see. That's some more.
Anyway, they're cool. I like darters, man. I think darters are really cool fish. They kind of hang around not doing anything until all of a sudden they start bouncing around for a bit, and then they go back to doing nothing again.
That's some real great darters.
What I really want is a rainbow darter. Have you seen those? They're only in Kentucky, though, and I think they're a protected species, so you can't have them. But
you can get them, though. I mean, they got them out there.
There's rainbow darters more than just Kentucky. I mean, Indiana and Illinois have rainbow darters.
Do they? Well, yeah, I guess the Kentucky one is the one I was thinking of, but it's because it's closer. You know, like if I was going to go try and get one, Kentucky would be closer than those other two. But but I think they're protected in Kentucky. I think they're only in like one estuary in there.
Oh yeah, that might be the Kentucky darter.
Yeah.
I got family in Kentucky.
They're cool though, man. They are pretty fish. They are really pretty fish.
Oh, yeah.
Rainbow.
Oh, okay.
I've got a fascination for those things. They're just like they're just such weird little freaking strange fish that they entice me. They're just the way they kind of move about and the way they they like could sit in the same spot for 3 hours and then all of a sudden go darting across the freaking tank and then go sitting again. I find it intriguing.
Absolutely.
25 speed
That's pretty awesome.
of darts and the panel.
There's 25 species started panhandle, yeah. Tojos can breathe there, so they move between ponds too. Yeah. I like dojo loaches. I think they're cool freaking fish too.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, none of those either. I'm telling you, it looks like a zebra. And it does not have a dark face like some of those. Of course, those are drawings too, so who the hell knows?
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, this is just to give you kind of a reference.
Yeah. It kind of has the same pattern as a common pleco, only the in-between spaces are lighter and the lines are darker.
Right.
It's cool though. He catches them all the freaking time. Apparently they're pretty common in his little stream. He brought us a bunch of jewel cichlids too that I don't know. I think the jewels are cool, especially the Florida jewels, because they change color. Sometimes they're red, sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're green. They kind of match their backgrounds and substrates.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's why you can't identify fish by color.
Yeah, a lot of the time that's true. I think there's, if Chewy were here, he would tell you that there's a whole big, like genetics testing going on about the Florida freaking jewel cichlid, because they don't fit into any of the known categories of jewel cichlids. So.
Well, the cool thing is that we do have genetic testing now, but
yeah,
the problem is it's incredibly expensive and it takes time.
Yeah. Well, they've got the time down now. The time's just a couple of days now, but it's a freaking fortune. Right. So nobody wants to pay for it. But you know, if we could just get the freaking price down to something reasonable, it wouldn't be all that difficult to have things tested all the time.
Yeah, I got to take some
Speaking
time.
of Chewy, you see, you said Chewy's name.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I knew we had that conversation at one point. Chewy was on a stream talking about those guys at one.
What's up, Ian? How we doing, buddy?
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows what the hell they are. That's why they were testing it, right?
That's the whole problem with Florida to begin with, man. Florida is an ecological dumpster fire.
It is.
Actual reality.
Well, and it's been, you know, I mean, it gets worse every year because people are still dumping fish. So every freaking year, somebody's dumping something new out of their aquarium into the freaking waterways.
Here's my question: is it honest to God just the everyday hobbyist, or you have a state that has more fish farms in it than any other state in the union, and occasionally it has major rain events?
Well, I'm sure that's part of it too, but I would. Most of that stays kind of localized, at least for a decade or two. So, like if a certain fish is lost near a fish farm, the streams and ponds around that fish farm will probably eventually fill up with them, but they're not going to make it all the way down to the other end of the state. So I'm reasonably certain that a large percentage of it is actual dumping. I get a call every freaking day from somebody who's saying, well, I'm just going to go dump these guys in a lake if you guys won't take them. So
a lot of people in Florida do that because that's dumb, honestly.
All the time. And, part of the thing, we're trying to get a grant to get some stuff done, and one of the things we're going to do is, if we get the grant, is start a real education process where we put flyers up in the fish stores and all over the place where people would be interacting with aquatic, with pet store fish, and educate them on what not to do with your damn fish, because it's a constant thing. And it's funny because like the state doesn't really know how to calculate it, because how do you calculate the number of people that walk out their back door and dump a freaking tank in the river,
Right.
And so they really don't know how to calculate it. Oddly enough, as it turns out, we probably have a better calculation than anybody else in the freaking state because of the number of phone calls we get. So it's part of the thing that we can add to the ecological surveys that go on as far as endangered species and whatnot. So
and here's the thing that gets me too, is your own state dumps fish. I mean, the whole reason you have peacock bass in Florida is because it's a money generator for fishermen.
they stock ponds with them is what they do. They, so
originally they brought the peacock bass to eat the tilapia.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, because the tilapia was eating too much of the grass, so they brought the peacock bass to eat the tilapia, and then they seen the sports like the Florida bass, the peacock bass, so then they started stocking them even more.
Right.
The Oscars in Florida, that's 100% terminated from people releasing them.
Yeah. And I mean, we have waterways that are just taken over by Oscars.
There were fish farms breeding Oscars in Florida too. And
Well, Hurricane Andrew, there was a lot of things released into the wild.
I find it hard to believe that, the entire state gets taken over by one guy that released an Oscar. Excuse me.
It's not one guy.
It's hundreds.
Every Walmart store selling Oscars for $3 a piece, and everybody buying 3 of them. 2 of them die, and they throw one back.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally hundreds a month. I mean, just from the calls we get, and like, I'm not, we're not a government agency. We don't have a bunch of people sending us referrals. We're just on the internet, and people find us on Facebook or online. And just from the calls that we get, I guarantee you there would have been every single fish that is in this rescue. Well, maybe not everyone, but probably 800 of the 1,000 that are in this rescue right now would be in the waterways right now. It's all the time.
That's a shame.
Yep. It's a damn shame.
It's all the goddamn time. People just, and it's funny because in all honesty, they think they're doing the best thing because they love their fish. They raised these fish. They bought these fish. They cost a whole bunch of money. They watched them grow up, and now they can't keep them anymore, and they don't want to kill them. So they go find a lake.
GRB, I do know Australia now has a induced population of tiger barbs in Australia. I know that for a fact. I don't think it was a hurricane that did it. I think it was, like you said, somebody released some tiger barbs, and the tiger barbs bred. And
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. That's right, Dragolair. Absolutely.
There's a lake that I just saw a tidbit on the news. I don't know where. Actually, I'm not sure where I saw it, so my source is shit. But there's a lake somewhere here in Florida where they have found a massive population of freaking glow fish. I don't know if they were barbs or freaking guppies or what, but they were the freaking glowfish, man. And they've bred, and so now the lake is full of freaking glowfish.
Well, isn't that
That'd be a cool place to go. Go put some black lights out on that lake.
What wasn't the original research for the glowfish for that particular reason. They meant to put them in the wild, so they knew if they glow that they were exposed to a certain chemical.
I don't know about all
I
that.
thought
Oh no.
that was the whole reason that because glowfish won't glow unless
I
they're
thought they just made
exposed.
it because humans like fucking with shit.
Well, that's true too. Dude, you had no idea. There are people in the garages now that are doing genetical engineering.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Dr. Frankenstein started that shit.
All you need is a freaking microscope and a couple basic tools, and you can gene splice stuff now in your garage.
Don't tell me that. You're gonna get me a new hobby.
Hey, Dr. Frankenstein started that shit. Long time ago.
Yeah, that is correct, Dragon Lair. And now we have hunting expeditions 3 times a year to go try and clear those things out.
Yeah.
I guarantee you in the United States,
Green Paras, huh?
in the United States, when you go to a pet shop and you see that baby common pleco, it came from Florida as an egg.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, they catch them in the hatchling.
That's what they do is people go out into the wilds of Florida, and because they make
Backyard
the
ponds
egg
and shit.
mass on plants, and they just pick the egg mass off, and then they sell them
They
to
find the
fish
burrows
farms.
inside the bank, and they dig them up, and they take the eggs and go with them.
Yeah. We have a lot of restrictions on fish farms here, though. I mean, there are a lot of freaking rules they have to follow, and you know, there's a lot of hurricane preparation. Like, you can't have just a regular like breeding pond system that isn't hurricane safe here and have a fish farm. Like, there are a lot of regulations, and the animal, I don't know what it is, the government agencies that cover that stuff do actually go out and check them and make sure that they're right and stuff. You have to build concrete freaking pools, and they have to be a certain level above the water and that sort of stuff. So it's,
they're because they've learned from their mistakes. But
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, if you look at imperial tropicals, those are not concrete vats. Those are ponds.
Yeah, but they're indoors, right?
No,
No, it is outside.
Oh, are
they're outside, man.
But he got fail safes on the edge of the property to make sure nothing gets away.
But yeah, they've came a long way to make sure that those events don't happen. But that's the problem. The events have already happened.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, but it's still, like, the thing is that the natural species would make comebacks, and they would take back their territory if there wasn't a constant influx. If all the people that release their freaking fish every month stopped releasing their fish every month, the natural species in 10 years would manage to make a comeback and beat back the invasives. But that doesn't happen because they keep getting thrown out. There was a guy just a couple of days ago on Facebook that was talking about dumping his freaking tank full of convict cichlids because he didn't know what to do with them. He had hundreds of them. They kept breeding and they wouldn't stop breeding. And he's like, I'm just going to go dump these in a fucking lake. Like 4,000 people jumped on him and said, don't freaking do that. But that doesn't mean he didn't still do it. And,
Right.
How many other people don't bother to post that shit up on Facebook so they get yelled at and just go do it. So,
No, I completely understand, man. I get it. My point is, well, never mind, because this is a whole conversation that could go a bunch of different ways. So
yeah, it could. I mean, there's a lot of guessing involved, right? I mean, we all the common thought here is that the natural species are here because they are capable of surviving better than other natural species that are in the system. So the common thought is that given enough space, they will eventually retake all their territory and kill off all of the invasives if the amount of invasives decreases enough. The
Well,
problem,
yeah, because you can have an event. Didn't just last year? Didn't Florida, or was it last year or the year before? Didn't Florida go through a cold event?
yeah, last year it was really, really cold. We had to run a hot water heater, a household hot water heater, to keep the pools warm all year or all winter, because it was down in the 30s a lot, and
So
that will block a lot of the fish. Yeah,
I'm sure that kind of hurt them.
Yeah.
You know, you have natural events that can happen every so many years. You know, it might take 10, 20, 30 years for an event like that to happen, but then when it does, that's when you wipe out a species. But yeah, there's also a thing where when a new species gets introduced, it might become prolific right away, but then the surrounding fauna kind of adapts and they start using it as a food source, and the balance winds up being maintained, so they're not doing a whole lot of damage. You know, so you can have an invasive species, but just because it's an invasive species doesn't mean it's doing a whole crap ton of damage.
that's true. That is true. But there are certain, the Texas cichlids are an interesting thing because they're not necessarily because of being released. They are just migrating because of temperatures. And
Yeah, they're expanding their territory.
Yep. Yeah, we're finding them everywhere over here now.
oh, hold on a second. I have to kill a spider.
I hate that shit.
Oh, he's a big, ugly dude, too. What are you doing, buddy?
That is the exact reason I will never retire in Florida.
Oh, dude, you can see the size of the spiders we got over here. We got Huntsman spiders.
Yeah, you get the Huntsman spiders, too, man. Those things, I hate those damn things. I hate those. This was not one of those, by the way. But, and actually, we have had, okay, so here.
Brown recluse jump on my hand.
Yeah, she had a brown recluse jump on her a while back. But so an invasive species happy story. We have these pink geckos that came in from deep South America, and they have run off our little gray lizards. We used to have tons and tons and tons of these African gray lizards, but they're kind of gone now. They were an invasive species first.
The gnolls.
Yeah. But so you got invasive species decimating invasive species.
That is correct. Yes. But here's what's happened with these freaking these pink geckos is that their favorite food in the world is spiders, and they eat all the freaking huntsman spiders, and so the huntsman spiders are gone. I haven't seen one in years.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
we need some of those over here.
I know, right?
Hey, man, you need to catch me like 10 of them so I can start that population over here.
I know, right? I'm like, listen, I kind of miss the little gray lizards, but as long as these geckos keep eating the spiders, they are more than welcome.
That's right. I need me some of them in my life.
Yeah. Yep. We used to have chameleons, real honest to God, these green chameleons that would change color with whatever the hell they were sitting on. And those are all gone. I haven't seen one of those in 30 years, 40 years.
What, an anole or an actual chameleon?
I don't know what the things are now. I think they're actual chameleons. They're pink, and they're suction cup footed, and they're kind of translucent, actually. Like if the light is even a little bit behind them, you can kind of see their innards. They're weird looking things.
That sounds more like an anole. The chameleons, they're the two-toed. You know, they only have like two toads. They have
well, that's what we used to have. Those were the things we had back in the day.
Welcome back, then.
And they're gone now. You never see those, but you do see those gray lizards, those African gray lizards from time to time. They used to be everywhere. Like, I mean, you couldn't walk outside without almost stepping on one, but they have all but disappeared. And these pink weird ass chameleon looking, or gecko is the word I'm looking for.
Yep.
weird gecko things are all over the place now.
Yeah, these damn barbs ate about $200 worth of freaking crypts out this tank.
Oh,
That's
Oh.
what they do, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, right down here. Right, that big patch of striped crypts. That was a crypt rose and maiden. And yeah, they ate every single leaf off of them some bitches.
That's what the hell is happening to the plants in that community tank. Those damn barbs.
They'll
Oh,
do
dude, barbs will eat the crap out of your plants, man.
it.
I was trying to figure out where because there's a whole bunch of floating plants in that community tank, and they are slowly disappearing. And yeah, it's got to be those damn green barbs. There's 4 of them, and
What kind?
the plants are fine until I put those bastards in there.
What kind of barbs?
They're green They're green tiger barbs. Same thing you got.
Oh, okay.
With the orange.
They're generally green barb. The tiger barb in and of itself is not a huge, gigantic killer of plants, but those doggone it,
Filament barbs are.
filament. There you go. I couldn't think of filament. Those filament barbs will eat the hell out of plants, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they do a pretty good job of keeping this plant tank pretty trimmed. But man, I'm kind of pissed off about them.
Ew, Fishy Mon. Just freaking ew, buddy.
Casual Aquatics, what's up?
What up, Casual? What's up, Fort Baker?
You're here now. Come on up. Water's fine.
Jeez.
Be here for another 20, 30, 45 minutes, whatever. Yeah, we're just sitting here, shooting the fish and shit.
Boy, Casual, do I understand that, man.
Yeah, as soon as I get done with this reorganization, I don't think I'm gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna swing those around against the wall.
You just muscling that shit around. They don't look like they have wheels on them.
Oh no, they ain't no wheels. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it like that.
You should see Liz and I trying to move around 150 gallon full.
Yeah,
It's entertaining as hell.
another big Texan
Like
right
that
there.
Look at
Texas.
that guy. He's pretty. Short body.
He is pretty. I want him.
A
That
wild
is
card.
definitely, yeah, but he's definitely got parrot cichlid blood in him. You can tell by his head.
Wild card. Wild card.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean where he came
big
from. I mean, we
freaking-
just got done talking about people dumping
yeah.
their stuff.
Oh,
That
yeah.
thing definitely has parrot cichlid written all over it.
Yeah, he's definitely bigger than most of my other ones.
Most
take a look at
Texas cichlids don't have that pronounced beak.
You take a look at this one right here. You can see the
Yeah, that's more what a Texas cichlid's going to look like.
Oh,
That's a Texas cichlid. Wait, it's not as pretty. It's prettier than ours.
right there. This one looks way different.
That thing's got parrot blood in it.
He got something in him for sure. He's definitely a little off, but he's cool.
Oh yeah.
Big old freaking pike cichlid just hanging out there.
Nah, it's
That's
a
a-
largemouth
that's a bass.
bass.
Isn't that what a bass is? A pike cichlid?
No, they're not even remotely close to the same family.
Okay.
He loves his snails.
Fish tropic.
Bass don't eat nothing but well, he eats just about anything, but it's got to be alive. If it ain't moving, he don't want it.
Right.
Fish topic, what's up?
What up? What up?
See, here's the thing about there's a term called convergent evolution, where different species can kind of look the same. And that's what happened in the case of like largemouth bass and peacock bass. Peacock bass are cichlids, but yet largemouth bass are sunfish. And
are they? They're sunfish? Okay.
but they look, their body shape is super similar. They look almost identical. So you're like, well, God, these fish have to be related, but they're not because of their internal workings are totally different.
All right.
And they call that convergent evolution.
They don't look anything like a sunfish. Sunfish normally have a rounded body with an elongated tail base before they get to the tail, and that guy doesn't look. He looks like a pike cichlid. He doesn't look like a sunfish.
And Mike, you're correct. They don't look exactly like your typical sunfish, but their inner workings, their skeletal structure, their internal organs are all the same as sunfish because they evolved all from the North American continent.
Right. Okay.
Whereas the peacock bass, on the other hand, actually lived on a South American continent and evolved through cichlids. So their inner workings and their skeletal structure are different, even though their outward appearance is kind of the same.
Okay.
Speaking of them, let's go on to see them. Got quite a few in here.
Oh, you got a Texas cichlid in there as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm used to when you say sunfish. The rounded body, elongated
I
tail.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all in the same family, though. Technically.
I actually have a couple of sunfish in the pool that I don't know what the hell they are. I need to fish them out of there, literally fish them out of there, get a good look at them, and see if I can.
Yeah, no aquatics. What's up?
What up? What up?
What's up? What's
What
up?
up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
What? Huh?
Terry, Chubbs, Mike, hello. Everybody in the chat,
What's up,
hello.
brother?
Today I went and looked at my first 3 possibilities of houses. The first one is a fish keeper's dream with the basement. It's got like a divided basement in a sense, but in one side of it, which is, I would say probably, I don't know, 24 by 9 feet space or whatever, there's like this concrete ledge that goes all the way down the length of it, and
Nice.
it would be, you know, phenomenal. I could build that 2,000 down in the bottom and then set up tanks along that edge. But the only downfall is that house itself is tiny as shit. Like, it's got one large bedroom, a front room. I'm talking like a rinky-dink square of a room for an extra room, and then the kitchen. And then again, it gets good a little bit. The backyard is huge, fenced in. It's got, I don't know, a makeshift garage is what I'll call it. It would need a whole lot of work before I thought about, like, putting fish in there. It's got a nice porch that comes off of it. and the yard's big enough. I could put a koi pond in it if I wanted. So that was like the first option, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, you know, like I want more living space too. And then we looked at two other that the basement just wasn't there. And then I'm questioning myself about like how to test how much your floors can handle if I did so in fact decide to set up some large tanks inside, sorry, excuse me. So that's it's so crazy, you know, before actually like diving in this hobby, like
All right. Hey, you break it up a little bit.
to the max 100. You know, I've always kept fish or liked fish or
All right.
was raised up with fish, but you know, being a dog, sorry, yeah, I'm having internet problems at home.
Yep, it happens. It's all good. Getting better at the second. Yep. That's what they call a red spotted sunfish right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, one little war mountain here somewhere. He really like to hide. Yeah, they don't doing good.
They do well.
The channel cat and a bullhead.
Where do those apple snails start growing? You think those guys are big? Those apple snails are going to be huge.
Oh yeah, we got them. We get them down here, but I don't have none. Oh, I ran
Yeah,
one.
I plucked some eggs out of a little freaking canal while we were driving down to do a rescue down
I think that was casual.
south. And I brought those eggs back, and I just laid them on top of a paper towel on top of a couple of tanks, and they all hatched.
Fish is. He's right against the glass, and that thing's a monster.
He is a big boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's beautiful.
Yeah, you're doing good. Keep up with you. Here's the war about. Well, that thing eats like nobody's business.
Right. Yeah, man. Freaking fish eat some freaking food, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like the amount of catfish chow I go through in a week is just incredible.
Oh yeah. Look at these guys. I just fed them a whole handful of flakes, and they're looking for more.
Yeah.
What's going on, Rockford? Yeah, the catfish over there was pretty good. We got a town cat and the yellow bullhead.
Heather says they need more green beans.
I probably do.
What up, Roundhouse?
The barbs eat the crap out of green beans and sweet peas.
And chickpeas?
Sweet peas.
Oh, sweet peas. Yeah, sweet peas doesn't surprise me. Chickpeas would have.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get some mad toms. I've been trying to catch them. Hard to find around here. And we got like 6 different mad toms down here. I've never seen one of them before ever.
They hide out that way, huh?
Oh man, they got so many hiding spots down here. You know, there's so much water, so much vast, shallow areas for them. It's hard to find them.
Yeah.
Hey, Roundhouse, how's it going, man?
Okay.
That looks like trouble right there.
All right, boys and girls, I'm gonna drop down. I got some stuff I gotta finish up before I go to bed, and it's freaking midnight. So I will see you guys. I will see you guys on the flip side. Thanks,
Hey,
Chubbs.
Mike, I wish you the best on finding a new place. I really do.
Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate that. We'll get it figured out, I'm sure.
All right. Good luck.
Later, guys.
Later, bud. What we looking at there, partner?
I'm just trying to see if I'm chopping in and out with this.
A little bit of choppiness, but not bad.
I see guppies.
Yeah, it's just an assorted tank of fish.
Right on.
No, I was like, I upgraded my internet, but I guess I gotta go another step up. I don't know. Or I just shut off, like everything's running on internet in my house, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I gotta go shut off the other phones, the laptop, the TVs.
Or you could have my internet that just gets wonky just every time it wants.
Yeah, no shit, eh?
Mine does pretty good though. My internet here at the house, I ain't got no complaints about that. It works real good. That's through AT&T. But, yeah, that's a good looking tank right there. That's what's been kicking, chicken.
I like that big sword coming up through the top. I think it's a sword. I don't know. Almost looks like a peace lily.
No, it's not. I don't, honestly, one of my buddies gave me that plant. I've been growing it for maybe like 2 years.
Looks like maybe
It's
in
a
a
very,
newbie.
very, like. I was thinking it's like some kind of Anubias nana petite, maybe. I don't know what a matter of plants. Right? And like you could see the big one here. I actually was able to split off the smaller one over here.
Now that definitely looks like an Anubis.
Yeah, and everything in this tank, you're looking at black neos. Yeah. Like, it must be an Anubias nana of some sort. I don't know. But like I said, half the stuff that I get, I just get, right? There's no label.
All right.
It's green. Put it
Either
in
a
the tank.
trimming in a bag or whatever it may be, right? But yeah, exactly.
Oh, you've got how do you like just sprinkling around oh god, what is that stuff called? This is a problem. I don't talk plants because I can't remember their names.
Are you talking about the hornwort?
Tang. He's got subwasser tang just sprinkled.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think my shrimp ate this subwasser tang. Most Lakos did one of the two. Yeah.
People want to know how that thick.
Yeah, that's pretty thick. What's up, Kenny?
Compared to this one?
How we doing?
This one's thick. This one's thin.
Yeah, see all the subwasser tang just sprinkled in there?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Subwasser tang is my like favorite mossy little plant of whatever it's labeled as.
Well, it grows good in your water, because I can't keep it growing.
Yeah, the assassins, that's it. It's just that it's a snail yard. But yeah, I just wanted to come on to see if I was chopping out, and I am. I'm gonna try another phone or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we're definitely chopping in and out. What? How's that? back over here looking at scripts. Forget who made the comment last week about the bloodfin tetras and the crypt tank. I think that might happen. I think that's a good idea. The crypts and the bloods in one tank. Could be cool. Yeah. But, well, it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to bed.
Well, 2 hours.
It's not too shabby.
You kept me up an hour later than I thought I was going to be.
I stayed up an hour later than I thought I was going to be. But, yeah.
It's time to go to bed, people.
Put
your vape machines and your natural herbs aside and go to bed. It's time.
I'm waking up at the butt crack of dawn and going to try to catch a fish. That's what I'm going to do.
You going fishing tomorrow?
Yeah. I'm going to try for some bass and maybe might even go take her out to the coast, try to catch some redfish, sucker trout. We're going to see.
I get to go to a blast furnace in the morning, so.
Well, that sounds like more fun than me.
I don't think so. I'd rather be fishing.
I'm just trying to give you some wishful thinking.
Yeah, no. Trust me.
I'm sure you'd rather be fishing. Ain't no doubt. But, yeah. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for coming on down to Bayou. And good to see you next week.
Everybody take care.
Same place, same time. Later.